July 18, 2021, my oldest daughter, Alicia, unexpectedly died. And I was in the middle of writing my dissertation. I actually was in my PhD program since 2018. And I had written 3 chapters on a completely different subject. The challenges of cultivating a sense of self, a Filipino, Canadian, American woman's journey, an autoethnography. And I was having a hard time just like feeling the flow of it, feeling like everything was clicking, and I just felt stuck. And I remember so vividly, like it was yesterday, a discussion I was having with my chair, Dr. Annette Anderson Engler, a beautiful soul, and an angel, a guardian angel, who asked me, why don't I talk about grieving the death of my daughter? And it was as if it was a calling from God. Like I literally felt it in my heart, my stomach sunk. I just felt that weight and that like calling, really, and knew that that was what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to talk about my grief, supposed to talk about grieving the death of Alicia. And I said that I needed to speak to my daughters and my mom and discuss it with them, because I wanted their support and their blessing with me sharing this. Even though an autoethnography is really talking about your journey, it's really focused on you, which was me, and how like the impact of an experience and what that impact means to me, what I've, reflections. I looked at my journals. I did a creative, expressive arts process, gathered all that data, and I'll talk about that more in later episodes. But so I was asking my girls and my mom, and they both said, like Bella and my mom said, that they feel like it would help me heal, and that process would be good for me. And there was resistance, because if you know me, I don't do anything half way. I fully do things with an open heart, complete vulnerability, and I knew that I had to share this from my heart with complete authenticity, going into the depths, and knowing that was daunting to say the least. And so that was like June 8, 2023 is when I decided, I made the choice to take that hero's journey, as they say, into discovering, into asking different questions instead of asking why, because I was there for a long time. Like, why did this happen? Why did this happen to her, this beautiful soul, Alicia? Why did this happen to me and my family? Instead of asking that question, I asked a better question. It was what for, and wanting to understand like this process and what that means. And what does that look like? Because from what I've understood from the research and from my lived experience, from the data, of all of this, a culmination, is that there is no right way, there is no wrong way, there is no specific way, and there are so many books and theories and ways of understanding, but because every person is so unique and so different, and also, I looked at the research on trauma and how is our brains developed based on that, and also, neuroscience and research, understanding like the makeup of who I am and the choices that I make and the decisions that I make. So I had to look at all of that, and I did it through poetry. I did it through creating collage. I did it through dance. I talk about the different modalities, and I'll talk about that some more. But I just wanted to start this first video, this first episode, with, why am I talking about grief? Why is it important? And I wasn't going to go there, but I'm going to give statistics. I'm going to give you, even if you can just think of that, of the traumatic experience of losing a child, that experience that not many of us go through, and many of us actually do it in silence, especially mothers, because we may have other children that we have to take care of, and we have to keep working, and that was my experience. So I'm just sharing my journey and hoping that something resonates with you. So I am so glad that you're here and that we are doing this together, because that's how, part of it anyways, how I was able to find peace, to know that there is a meaning in everything that we experience. And it's not just for me. It's for me to share, to speak, to share my story, to share my research. So thank you for being here. I'm honored.